Yeah. Testing. Is that working? Gotta hear it like we like that. Test, 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 test. Test.
Houston? Testing. I don't think this is done. Can you up it on? Hello? Yeah. Okay, well, welcome to the Rotary Club of Coronado. As you can see, we have a full meeting today and a lot of guests, so it's great. I want to welcome all of our members, all of our guests today, and all of our members and guests that are on Zoom joining us. So let's start with our invocational pledge. And Marvin Hines, come on up. And if everybody please stand.
Thank you, President Luann. President Luann, fellow Rotarians and guests, I'd like to quote from General Patton today. Success is how you bounce on the bottom. Life is never fair. It never turns out exactly according to your plan. During a person's lifetime, there's no way to avoid problems, mishaps, or failures. Everyone experiences personal and professional setbacks, difficulties, and obstacles. These hindrances are unimportant, though accept as learning opportunities. What is important is how you react to them. If you want to feel sorry for yourself and give up, that's your prerogative. You always have the option of a failure. If you want to be successful, however, accept these difficulties, learn from them, and put your past behind you and get on with your life and career. It takes personal strength of character and resilience to focus yourself and continue toward your objectives in spite of the nasty little hurdles and barriers life puts in your pathway. If you really want something badly enough, nothing can stop you from getting it. Please join me in honoring our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Marv. Okay, past President Dan Orr to come up for our visiting Rotarians and our guests. Do we have? Oh, I guess he's not. I guess I'm doing it. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll start.
Luann informed me that she was going to introduce all the visiting Rotarians.
I still thought you were coming up,
Uh-huh.
but that's okay.
No,
That's okay. Have a seat.
I would have probably
We'll go do it.
on the way up.
Okay, so let's start. We'll start with our visiting Rotarians. So we have a whole group over here. First, we have our District Governor, Chuck Prado, right here. And as we have members of our club, past President Ron Bobian and past District Governor right here. And past President John Matthews and past District Governor. He's also a member of our club. Then John Teich. John is Rotary International Major Gifts Officer, and he is located in San Diego, and that's John right here. Then we have from SDSU, the Rotaract president and co-sponsor and advisor for Burial Logan Community Interact Club that we're sponsoring, Azrael Canales. And Az right there. Then we have Dawn Van Sicklen. Dawn right here, she's Assistant District Governor in Area 3. And she's also the chair of the district conference this year. Okay, so do we have any other visiting Rotarians? Any other visiting Rotarians? Okay, so we'll start with visiting guests. And I want to introduce Yolatson Morales. She is the volunteer coordinator for Burial Logan College Institute. So then visitors, if we can get the mics to our visitors, if you raise your hand.
Madam President, my honor to introduce my guest, Arlene Inch, who's here to receive a special award from Rotary today.
President Luann, fellow Rotarians and guests, it gives me great pleasure to introduce my wonderful wife, Betsy, and our close friend, Pearl Szymanski.
Okay, do we have anybody want to announce? Okay, do we have a second microphone or just one?
Thank you, President Luann, fellow Rotarians and guests. It's my pleasure to introduce my wife, Peggy, who's here today. Not only is she the mother of my oldest son, but also my 17-year-old triplets. And she has the honor of finishing ahead of me in law school. So welcome.
Right.
Ms. President and fellow Rotarians, I would like you to meet my wife, Joey Winter. Thank you.
Any other visitors? Oh.
No, my lovely wife, Connie Spitzer.
And I'll introduce Susan Mitchell. Susan. Okay, and what we always do is have our Red Badger stand, especially in this large of a group. It's always nice to honor them. It's always nice for our members to say, oh, they may be sitting at our table and I don't even know them. And after the meeting, if you would like to get to know them a little bit more, then greet them afterwards. So if they want to stand, Joe Malloy right here. I think Mike Jensen, I think Mike's here. There's Mike. Ronnie Hausler is here. There's Ronnie right there. Georgia Farrell, Georgia's back there in back. Claire Cheverton is right here. Ray Batar, right back here. And then our newest Rotarian, Hannati Bendasarian, and I think, is Connie Siegenthaler here also? Yeah, okay. Oh, and those are our newest members. So it's always great to have the Red Badgers. So next what we'll do is the announcements. First announcement is the Fisher House Garden Project. That's this Friday, October 21st. It's a great thing for the Red Badgers, particularly to join in. They're going to meet at 8:45 that day at 6th Street and C Avenue. They ride together. They come back about 10:30. So if you're interested, please see past President Mary Griffin. So next, we have the city-sponsored Halloween happening 2022 at Spreckles Park. That is Friday, October 28th from 3:30 to 5:30. We need a couple more people. If you're interested, please see Natalie Bailey. Then the district conference is coming up on Saturday, October 29th. And Dawn right here, she wants to come up and she's just going to tell us a little bit about the conference and why you want to go.
Well, Coronado Club, you guys bring the party. So I'm really wanting you to come in force. You already have one table there and I'm hoping we can get another. What I'd like to point out, it's a two-part event. The district conference is going to be in the morning. And for those of you who are Red Badgers looking for your Rotary moment, this is the time to find it. We have an opportunity to hear speakers and see the various projects that are going on both through globally, district-wise, and locally in your community. So it's a wonderful opportunity to meet different people in your district and see how that's happening and connecting everybody. Also, we have Rady's Children's Hospital that's going to be speaking, and mental health, adolescent mental health is one of the themes that is so important during Chuck's year. And if you go to this conference, you have an opportunity to kind of know the signs, see how to help people, and your attendance could save a life. So we're hoping you sign up for that. In addition, we have hands-on projects, which is always fun. I met Suzanne as we were packing grains years ago. We've been friends ever since. So you never know the Rotarians you're going to form friendships with. And the gala is going to be dynamic. So if you do attend the gala, make sure you're there between 5 and 6. Not only is there a fabulous cocktail hour out front, but I have aerialists that are going to be dropping from 20 feet in the sky, and also musicians. Matt Heineke, your very own Coronado boy, is coming to entertain. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to see Arch Clump, appointees. So there's some surprises there. And it's going to be a fun time had by all. So I hope you can make it. And if you want to, you can just sign up on our website or see me afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, all you have to do to sign up is go to district5340.org, and it's right there on the website. So then next, everybody remembers October 24th is World Polio Day. And then we have 2 tickets, you know, the SDSU football game that's on November 12th that we are going with Downtown Breakfast Club. We have 2 tickets if you're interested in those. We're going as a group. See Ed Noonan. He has 2 tickets. He can't go. So I always report on the board meeting. Last night we had the board meeting, and because the Padres playing, it's the quickest board meeting we ever had. I think it was a half an hour. We were done. No RFFs. We got done and had a great dinner and watched the game. So wine tasting. Our Empolio Now wine tasting was a couple weeks ago. And Kit is here. If she could please stand up. Her and Chris Keys is out of town. Those were the co-chairs for that event. Amazing event. Amazing event. So thank you. And thank you to all the committee members that worked on that, because it really was special. So I know everybody's interested in knowing what the total was. So after expenses and all of that, we raised $215,900 for that. I think that's the most we've ever raised. And there were some wonderful donations that went toward that. So I thank everyone for that. Then when you look at the Gates Foundation match from our club, that's $647,700. So, and I can say, thanks to Ron Bobin, we found out that last year, not this year, that they rate clubs throughout Rotary International on their giving for polio. And last year's amount, our club only was named as number 5 in the world. That's how amazing this is. So I can tell you that not only is our club amazing with donations and for service projects, so it is my honor to be president this year. I can tell you it's an amazing club. So thank you to everyone. Next, we have the Bob Watson Service Above Self Award. If past President Daniel Stewart wants to come up, and then Ron Bernetti and are they going to come up or stay right there? Okay.
Thank you, President Suzanne and Discover Predo, fellow Rotarians and honored guests. I want to give just a quick background on this Bob Watson Service Above Self Award. Many of the members of the club are very familiar with it. They knew Bob, but for those of you who knew or didn't have a chance to meet him or know him well, you missed something. It is dedicated to Bob Watson. He's a former Coronado past president of Rotary, past district governor, past president of many of Coronado's business and community service organizations. The list is too long to recapitulate here. He was a great friend, a great mentor, and example to generations of Rotarians. And I'm one of the beneficiaries. He sponsored me into Rotary some years ago. Among the things that Bob left as a legacy, he created a lot of activities around the community. Flags on the Avenue, which you're all familiar with, beach cleanup, Rotarians at Work. And that project started here. Rotarians at Work is now a global project. And that's all attributed to Bob Watson and his energy and take no prisoners approach. Just for the club, the award criteria, it's very simple. It's to recognize the actions or services of a non-Rotarian who demonstrates and or contributes to the highest standards of citizenship. Basically, one who personifies Rotary motto of service above self. So before passing the microphone over to Ron Vernetti, so Ron, if you and Pearl would start coming up, please. I'd like to encourage all Rotarians to be on the lookout in the community here to recognize other deserving individuals and recognize them for nomination to the Bob Watson Award. And nominations are accepted all year round. There's no time frame. Thank you. Ron?
Thank you, Daniel. President Luann, fellow Rotarians and guests. It's my privilege today to bring to your attention Pearl Szymanski to be recipient of the Service Above Self Award. A little about Pearl here, active member of Coronado Junior Women's Club for more than 10 years, board of directors, president for 2 years, active member of Coronado Women's Club, 30 years, 20 on the board, first VP, second VP, and 3 terms as president. Scouts, Brownie Scouts of Coronado, leader of the Coronado troop for several years. Girl Scouts, leader of the Coronado troop, member of the District of San Diego Board of Directors, and director of 1 week summer day camp for more than 20 years. That's a project, believe me. Sacred Heart School, voluntary librarian for several years, and also served in various volunteer capacities at the school. And then we have 4th of July parade. This is decades for her, basically taking any job that needs to be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pearl Szymanski. I'll take it.
Oh, she's gonna stay there.
I am almost speechless, but I really thought I was coming here because Ron was being something, was happening with Bernetti's, which we have known, as Ron said, forever. When we were building our house, we got stuck with a trailer full of trees and supplies coming down from my brother-in-law in Santa Barbara, and somewhere in Anaheim, the car wouldn't go. So on no notice at all, Ron came up. Thank God he had a trailer hitch. And he took the kids and I home, and Andy stayed and figured out what was wrong with the car. And that's the kind of thing you find in Coronado. People support each other. All the activities I've done, from Scouts to church to Women's Club, I have gained so many friendships and had fun along the way most of the time. Once had a scout that kept coming to camp, where we're afternoon beach camp because there's no sun in the summer in early morning. So 2 years in a row, she had to be picked up for our last, day overnight. And she finally admitted she was allergic to, she told me, the grass, but she always either got homesick or, so through the state park's back door, we always got her out. And I recommended that second year, find another camp.
Well, Pearl,
And she
thank
did.
you.
So thank you.
Thank you so
very
much. It's such an honor. And congratulations on all you do for our community. So next I want to read our District Governor Chuck Prado's bio, so you know him, and he's a dear friend. So Chuck holds his BBA, MBA, and JD degrees from the University of San Diego. Chuck and his wife, Kim Kobe, run the Kobe Swap Meet, San Diego's largest open air market. Kobe's recently celebrated its 47th year in business. Chuck is active in several community organizations. He has served on the boards of the San Diego Red Cross, the San Diego Crime Victims Fund, the San Diego Community College Foundation Board, Midway Planning Committee, and was president of the Business Involvement Association for the Sports Arena area for 10 years. He also served as president of the National Flea Market Association, his industry's premier organization. He currently sits on the board of the California Swap Meet Association. Chuck joined San Diego Rotary, which we know as Club 33, in 1992. He has chaired numerous committees within the club before becoming president in 2013-14. During his leadership, he focused on educating youth in science, technology, engineering, and math. Chuck championed sustainable resources and shipped over 500 solar cookers to Uganda. Chuck has numerous District 5340 positions, including District Conference Chair in 2015-16, Chief of Staff 2016-17, Rotaract Chair 2015 to 2020, Governor's Aide 2019 to 2020, and Chief Assistant Governor 2020 to 2021, and finally District Governor this year. Chuck and his wife Kim live in Mission Beach, San Diego, and they finally earned the status of empty nesters. They have 2 adult children, Anthony 34 and Lisa 32, and 2 adorable identical twins, granddaughters, Sophia and Isabella, that are 5 years old. So please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Chuck Prado, our district governor. And while Chuck is coming up, we have a surprise for you. This year we started the Coronado Rotary Chorale. It's our first thing. You'll see over here, this is their first time singing, and their theme is Imagine, the Beatles Imagine, which you sang that at Pets. And so please take it away. And Mary Taylor is the director. Thank you. I think, Mary, I think. So awesome. Thank you. So that's our theme for this year with Jennifer Jones's, our Rotary International president. Thank you so much. So next we're going to honor the Paul Harris. So if past President Pat Stark would like to come up, and I've lost the district governor. He's over there. Are you coming? Okay, we can get started.
Thank you, Madam President, distinguished Rotarians and guests. You should know that we are here today to honor a special group of people who've made a significant contribution to Rotary. Rotary has a long and flowing speech for these people as far as a presentation is concerned that I calculated will last through the end of the second inning. This is not going to be that speech. But I do want to say a couple of things very quickly about what Rotary is all about and what today is all about. Public service and service is the price you pay for the space you occupy. And the people in this club certainly occupy a lot of space because of the varieties of ways they find to be of service to their community. And the second thing I want to say is you can always judge a person by where they put their treasure. If you put your treasure for the benefit of others, it tells you a whole lot about your heart. And today we're here to honor a special group of people who have taken of their treasure, whether a small or a large part, to give to people who do not have the benefit of their resources. So here's how we're going to do this today. I'm going to announce the Paul Harris candidates and awardees. I would ask you to stand in place. We'll hold your applause till we go through all of them. At the end of the meeting, I'll ask you to come to the other side so that we can take your picture. I'm then going to turn it over to the Grand Poobah, who will then make the presentations with respect to our major donors. So without further ado, since the first inning is approaching, we have a special group. And I say this is special because I always think getting started is the hardest part of any journey. And the special group are our Level 1 Paul Harris Award winners. Would you please stand? Helen Kupka, Georgia Farrell, and John Duncan. Attaining Level 3 is Rick Wilcoxon and Marianne Haskell. Level 5 is Tim Hodges, Rob Taylor, and Doug St. Dennis. Level 6 is David Johnson and Chris Grant. Level 7 is Tom Edison and Jason Anderson. Level 8 is a very special lady, our own president, Lou Ann Miller. And then we have an extraordinary award that I've never seen happen in Rotary before. We had a member of our community who was so generous at our polio event last month at Jim Kaufman's house. And that is our very own Arlene Inch, who donated in excess of $17,000 for polio. I thank you all, and I ask again at the end of the meeting, if you'll come over here by the window, we'll get your picture taken. Now it's my special request for John, if you'll come up, I'll let you and the DG work out how we're going to present these awards, and I'll call out our major donors.
Fantastic. Okay, so we are now going to do major donors, and it's my honor to be able to present this along with John
to our major donors. This is so phenomenal that you've made this commitment to Rotary and to Coronado. So thank you very much. Pat, go ahead.
First awardee is Jim Kaufman. Jim?
Thank you.
Our second awardee is Joey and Jerry Winter. Joey, Jerry, would you all come on up?
Unfortunately, our pins for our major donors didn't come today, which I apologize for, but thank you very much for being here today. Joey, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, he's okay. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Oh, good. Yes. Yes. Oh, good. Look at this. Yeah. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. Yes. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you.
Our next award winner is our very own Ron Burnett. Ron?
Ron. Ron, thank you very much for all that you do for Rotary. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, a very special lady, Kit Williams. Kit?
Kit, thank you for what you do for Rotary. Thank you very much.
And last, but certainly not least, are Richard and Jenny Johnson.
This is theirs. Jenny, thank you very much. Richard, thank you. And I think we have a crystal also for you as well. Here, yes. Yeah, let's do like this. Let's turn around. Let's get this right here.
After the award ceremony, I would also ask the major donors to stay so we can get your photograph.
Definitely
also.
would like to get everybody's
President?
photographs. Yes.
No, I don't need to.
Take two.
Okay, so now we have a really special award for a very special woman that is so giving to our community, and a very dear friend. And this is the first award for our club, first person in our club to receive this award. So if Carol, you want to come on up, Carol Summer.
Carol, thank you very much. Thank you so very much. This is important enough that I actually have a speech given to me by Rotary International. And so today, yes. Oh, second inning. I'll go fast. Today, Carol, the Rotary Foundation trustees, and I, as district governor of 5340, have the honor of expressing our appreciation for you who have made a substantial contribution to Rotary's mission of doing good in the world. In doing so, Carol supports and honors the Rotary's Foundation's commitment to humanitarian initiatives which make a significant difference in the lives of others. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Carol Summer has made contributions to the Rotary Foundation to qualify her for the Rotary Society Trustees Circle. Thank you very much.
Okay, next we have another presentation. If past President Rob Taylor would like to come up, it's 2122 Rotary Citation Award.
Rob, we still, there we go. They're okay. Rob. of course, your own governor, Dan Gensler, should be giving this to you. But given that he's with his family in Florida, it's my honor to be able to present to you the 21-22 Rotary citation for everything that the Rotary Club of Coronado did last year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, and before we hear from District Governor Chuck, we have a really special honor. This year, Barry Logan College Institute, we started a community interact club. And Janice Lowenberg, who started it sort of with Ivan Dunn, she's out of the country actually. But we'd like to ask Azrael, if you want to come up, Yola, if you want to come up, Ivan, and Ray Batar. These are all the people that are making this happen. And we're also co-sponsoring this Interact Club with the SDSU Rotaract Club. So this is the Interact, and it's a certificate that we received from Rotary International that is a certificate of organization for that Interact Club. So we're hoping that a lot of you will decide to volunteer, and they already have, I believe, 30 already that have signed up to be in that Interact Club. So it's fabulous, and congratulations to all of you. And I know you'll do a wonderful job.
Okay, it's time to rock and roll. Who would have known that when Luann called me, I don't know, your club is similar to me, I have to book clubs like this 6 months ahead of time, that the Padres would be challenging me for a time this afternoon. So I will try to run through this as quickly as possible so that people that want to go to the game, because I know I actually had people come up to me before the game and said, Chuck, the best thing you can do is talk for 1 minute. So let me see if I can do that. Before I start, I do need to give a personal thanks to Luann Miller, one of my heroes this year as my superhero, as club president. Thank you, Luann, for everything in this club. And of course, Ron Boblin. We are trying to get Jennifer Jones here. And so, Ron, I just wanted to personally thank you for those efforts to try to get Jennifer Jones to come here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Zoomers, are we awake out there? Wake up, Zoomers. Okay, Zoomers, I'm not going to be in the screen the whole time. If I jump around a little bit, I apologize. I'm Italian. And so I get extremely emotional. We're going to cry a little bit. We're going to laugh a little bit. We're going to have hopefully a good time. I like to begin every one of my presentations with Rotary's vision statement. I think it defines who we are. And I think it really is a wonderful guide to lead us through the conversation we're about to have. What I'd like to do is I have audience participation. Today, I picked one of your newest members, Sarah, to read through Rotary's vision statement. Sarah.
So the vision statement for Rotary is, together we see a world where people unite. Oh, closer. Okay. And take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves.
Thank you so much. Let's give Sarah a round of applause. Luann, I want you to know that Sarah was negotiating with me before. She was saying, how much does this give me towards my blue badge? She was trying to get out of having to do any district events, but it's worth something. Yeah. Sarah, thank you very much for doing it. I apologize for embarrassing you, but I appreciate that. I like to connect with the new members in the club. I think that what I'm about to tell you addresses those people that are new or considering Rotary. And so here we go. This is a journey about what happens to you as an individual. We do amazing things. We come together as Rotarians to change the world. But today I want to talk to you about what happens to you, what happens to ourselves in the journey that we are on as Rotarians. As was indicated in my bio, I joined Rotary in 1992. 34 years old, joining Club 33, the 7th largest club in the world. At 34, 30 years ago, I was a fish out of water because you see the average age was well over 70 in that club. I was 34. My wife and I had Kirby's. We had gotten the business because her father unfortunately passed away prematurely. Long story short, I needed to make connections. I needed to improve my business, and the best way I thought I could do that was by joining Rotary. So I joined Rotary for all the wrong reasons. It's okay to do business in Rotary. I actually encourage people to do business with other Rotarians, but it shouldn't be our main focus. Service above self should be what we're focused on. So after 4 years, at the age of 38, I decided to quit Rotary. And I was at a table talking to a young man named Jim Hughes, another Arch Clump member. And I was telling Jim my woes, that Rotary wasn't right for me. And never once did he say, Chuck, you can't quit Rotary. What he did to me, Ron, is he looked me in the eyes and he goes, Chuck, I want you to host an exchange student. Now I look back at Rob, back there, my friend, and Mary. Thank you very much for all that you do. You could see that I wasn't too happy because my kids were 6 and 8 at the time. He wanted me to bring a 15 or 16 or 17-year-old into my home, like Rob and Mary Moore. I didn't think I had the capacity, or did I want the responsibility to raise someone that age, because with my kids 6 and 8, I was happy just raising youngsters. So he heard me talking about all this, and he says, Chuck, go home and talk to your wife. Come back in a week and let me know your answer. That was great. The light went off because you see, my wife says no to everything. So if I went home and I talked to my wife, she would say, no, we could go back to Jim Hughes and say, we had a wonderful family discussion, but it's not right for us. We're not going to host a student. I go home. My wife looks me in the eye and says, this is the best thing you've ever brought up about Rotary. Now I'm feeling completely embarrassed. My wife wants to do it. You see, she saw all the wonderful things that could affect our family. I looked at all the things that were going to be responsibilities and obligations. Thank you, Kimberly Preto. This journey is ours together, and you made it happen by saying yes. I would not be a Rotarian, but she had said no at that point. So after hosting 7 long-term kids over a period of about 12 years, I figured out what Rotary was all about. I understood the power of Rotary, as Rob and Mary have done. For how many kids have you guys hosted over the years? 4. So take that and almost double it. My wife and I really learned a lot, and we loved a lot. As many of you know, because Rob and Karen are in your club, you host the kids for the entire school year. Now, we try to spread that love around. We try to get families to host kids for 3 to 4 months at a time. But once we had those kids in our home, we didn't want to let them go. They became our kids. And I had kids from all over the world. Phenomenal. I don't need to talk a lot about it because you know what the experience is all about. And I'm not here today because what it did to me. I'm here today because of what it did to my entire family. You see, my son and my daughter did have a bigger older brother and sister. The world became a smaller place by us hosting those students. We went and visited with those families, usually a year after after the young person would be with us. It gave us the opportunity to go spend a time with those families in their home country. Just a phenomenal experience. And it did teach me what Rotary was all about. It doesn't take you 7 to 10 or 12 years to understand what Rotary is about, Sarah. We all have our individual journey, and that's what I want to talk about, is our individual journeys in Rotary today. After hosting students, I went on to get very much involved with the Rotary program. I'm so happy that we're creating a new community-based Rotary program. That you are supporting that effort. They are part of our Rotary family. They need our support, very much like our own children. If we can get them connected with Rotary, they may not be able to stay in Rotary from Rotary to Rotary, but eventually I expect that they will come back. Yes, the best in the organization, and we will make that transition from Rotary to Rotary. Hopefully, eventually, as they get through their lives and do all that stuff with their career and their family situation, their love life, hopefully eventually we get them back as Rotarians. It's for us to make the investment in them, just as we do in our own children. That'll pay off for us in the long term as they decide to make the decision to become Rotarians. So thank you very much for what you guys are doing. I'm so honored to be able to participate with that program in Barlow. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I look forward to helping those individuals there. After participating with the Rotaracts, I really understood what Rotary was all about, and I understood the commitment that I now had to give back to Rotary. This commitment that I've had to youth and to youth services, which has defined my entire experience as a Rotarian, is why, as it was mentioned earlier, that I've dedicated my life this year as district governor to adolescent mental health. 6-7 years ago at my own club, a statistic was presented at our club that just floored me, and I hope it floors each and every one of you. San Diego has one of the highest rates. San Diego County has one of the highest rates of teen suicide in California. Folks, that's not acceptable. San Diego County is allowing its teenagers to take their own lives. Now it's gotten better over the last 6 or 7 years, but it got a lot worse during COVID. And so that's why this year we did partner with the Vista Hill Foundation and Ladies Children's Hospital. Let me just share a couple of statistics that Rotary has shared with me. In 2011, 168 young people attempted to cause themselves great bodily harm. 168 in 2011. Last year, 2021, 5,000 young people attempted to hurt themselves. We have a serious issue in San Diego. We're not going to solve everything, but we are people of action. We like to solve problems, and I think we can make a difference. So I ask you to partner with me and to partner with our efforts as we try to increase awareness, do what Rotary does best, and come up with solutions that can help this issue. We have to leave it up to the medical professionals, but we can be asking the right questions. We can also provide therapies for families. You see, I think families are partially to blame. And let me give you my own experience as an example. Zoomers, are you still awake? No, I see some nasty girls out there. Yes. Those that don't want to show themselves. Come on, Zoomers. Okay. Thank you for participating, whether you're participating online or in person. Thank you for what you do for Rotary. Thank you very much. Okay, back to me. And why I'm part of the problem. You see, I think that all families that are successful and have successful young people, there's a fine line between how much we push our kids. Kids, especially young ladies, are having a very difficult time dealing with the stresses of life. And of course, with social media, that's a whole nother issue. But I can tell you that my daughter had a terrible nervous breakdown, anxiety breakdown in the middle of college. And her father kept pressing her. Her name is Liza. Liza, you can do better. Liza, you need to get A's. Liza, I need you to do more. She had to admit herself into a local hospital because I was putting too much pressure on her. Am I the problem or am I part of the solution? I take full responsibility what I've done with my daughter. I've come to peace with it now. Thank God she's in her mid-30s and she's doing phenomenal. Does my family have an issue? Potentially. Nature versus nurture. Yes, we do suffer from terrible anxiety in my family. My grandfather had terrible anxiety. I do as well. And my daughter, it's manifested in the form of depression. So is this part of why I'm up in front of you? Of course it is. But it's not the only reason. I'm more concerned about what I started with, and that was we have 5,000 young people in San Diego County. So whatever you can do, please feel free to approach me afterwards and we can have a discussion about what we can do as Rotarians. I can tell you, I'm trying to do as much as I can. We've created a Rotary action group for the district so that this effort won't be just one and done. We're going to continue this into the next year, into the next few years. And the president of Rotary International next year, I expect, I'm hearing little inklings, McNally, is going to make this one of his themes for next year. Mental health awareness, not just for adolescents. I'm focusing on adolescents, but for the entire mental health field. I believe that Rotary is going to attempt to take it on next year as a project. So I very much appreciate any support you can give me. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about what we did today and our wonderful at the district conference and the foundation gala. I am going to ask everyone to consider making a gift to your state, or from your state to Rotary International. Last year, we raised about $600,000 for our annual fund in San Diego, which is about $200 per person. But what we need a little bit of help with and what we want to focus on, and I very much appreciate those people in this room that have made that commitment already, we need to get more people to involve their personal estates in giving back. What's so important about that? Giving through your estate, and it doesn't require you to go talk to your attorney. I did it with a very simple beneficiary change to one of my 401ks. You get to decide where that money goes. When you get to the annual fund, it goes to all the great projects that we do. But you don't get to say where that money goes. Getting money through your state, you do get to tell exactly where you want your money to go. So, of course, I've dedicated to maternal and child health and to literacy. Those are the two causes that I want my money to go to in this world. So I ask you to consider that. We will make a big push at the foundation gala. I do have some brochures that we can leave at the door for you to look at. This is just a commitment or a promise. You don't have to write a check. All you have to say is, Chuck, want to give Rotary 25,000. Chuck, I want to give Rotary whatever money that you feel comfortable doing. This club is very much dedicated to giving back, which I very much appreciate. So thank you very much. I am now going to end with a gift from me to you. I'm a big believer in the new Rotary master brand. Let me get my little prop here. I see a lot of people with the old Rotary, there goes junk, with the old Rotary pin on here. There we are. Thank you for wearing your Rotary pin. Last place you need to wear a Rotary pin is at a Rotary club. Right? Everybody knows you're a Rotarian. But the problem with this pin is that no one except for a Rotarian knows what this represents. Some of you right now are wearing the new Rotary pin, and Ron is passing them out. Why are you giving everybody in the room one of the Rotary pins? Let me tell you two stories. Just because the word Rotary is in front of the pin, I believe it makes a huge difference. You wear this, like I said, no one knows what this is, and they're too timid to ask you. But when the word is right in their face, and find two things happen. I don't want these things to happen to you. I want you to experience what I've experienced simply by wearing this pin. You know, like I said, I've been a Rotarian for 40 years. This versus this, huge change. Each and every one of you now is going to become a membership ambassador simply by wearing that Rotary pin. Two quick stories. First story, I'm at the dental hygienist. I'm getting my teeth cleaned. I'm back in the chair. She's got all the instruments in my mouth. She sees my Rotary pin. She goes, Chuck. What is Rotary? What is Rotary? Sarah, I said to her, I said, take the instruments out of my mouth, and then we'll have a conversation about Rotary. I'm happy to report that she's looking at joining one of the Coronado clubs. That's where she lives, and that's where my dentist is. It's only because I had that Rotary pin on. The next one is the transformational one, the one that will change my life, about wearing this pin. And I want you to wear the pin. Because you see, I want two things to happen. I want either people to ask you what Rotary is, or I want them to thank you for being a Rotarian. That's what's going to happen by wearing this new pin. Here's my story about being thanked about Rotary. I'm at Trader Joe's. A young man bagging my groceries sees my Rotary pin. And he says, Sir, I see you're a Rotarian. He looks me in the eye and he goes, thank you. My sister. He always got my attention. I said, what did Rotary do for your sister? He goes, well, you're a Rotary club. He doesn't at the point know what club. I mean, I don't have a big club 33 across my chest. He said, your club made arrangements for my sister to get a complete set of braces. That changed her self-confidence, changed her image of herself, and as a result, it basically changed her life. So he looks me right in the eye, John, and he says, thank you. I walked out of there 10 feet tall. I want each and every one of you to have that experience. And I think that happens when you wear this new Rotary pin, because it happened to me. Since I've been on this journey, since July 1, many Rotarians have said to me also their own personal stories of what have happened to them since they've been wearing this Rotary pin. So I ask each and every one of you to wear those Rotary pins with pride. In fact, I think you need full of Rotary pins. You need your original circle. She's telling me I got a bunch of other stuff I got to do. Okay. You wear your circle because that's the one you got, unless you're going to start giving out the new Rotary pin when you become a member. The second one is the one I'm giving you. Then I encourage you to go out to Russell Hampton and buy 2 more of those pins. You see, you need 1 more if you lose your first pin I've given you. And then you need another pin, 4th pin, just in case the idiot sitting next to you forgets their pin. So that's why you need 4 pins. So I encourage you to go buy a couple more of those pins. I've got multiple pins. I've got hundreds of pins, actually. My wife finds them in the laundry all the time. I've been able to go to sleep with really. But yes, I think if each and every one of you wear those Rotary pins, you will have the same experience I had. You'll be telling people what Rotary is, or they will be thanking you for all the wonderful things that your club has done here in the community. So thank you very much. It's been my honor today. Go Padres.
Yeah, I thank everybody. Thank you, District Governor, for coming. Okay, now I can. For next week, we're going to be at the Coronado Cays Yacht Club. Stephen Brown's going to be the speaker, and it's on the plight of women in Afghanistan. So have a wonderful Rotary week. Thank you for everyone that's coming. Congratulations to everyone that got an award. Don't forget to go over here if you've got any awards today, and we'll get the awards to you and get your picture taken. Have a good Rotary week.
Thank you for all who joined us in Zoom. We're going to be in the meeting right now.